Hello, I'm getting ready to head out on the Continental Divide Trail. No, I'm not going to hike the whole trail. This is a portion of the Continental Divide in the Gila Mountains in New Mexico. This is one of my favorite trails to go on. Although I don't know how today's going to go. It's a little bit overgrown. So this is the trail. This is what it looks like right now. So as you can see, it's a little bit hard to actually make out the trail. In fact, it's almost confusing right here because that actually looks like a trail over there too. But I know that the trail goes this way, so I'm going to head this way. So we're going to see how it goes. You know, I was thinking on the way up here, I was trying to set a goal for myself. Like, well, the last time I went hiking, I did 3 miles total, so maybe I should try to beat that today. And then I thought, you know, I don't know what the trail's going to be like. It's been a long time since I was up here. I had some rough experiences the last couple of times I came up here, so I hadn't come back in a while. So I was like, you know, this is my cardio for the day, and right now I'm just trying to do like 25 to 30 minutes a day of cardio. So if I don't make it very far, it's okay, as long as I walk for 30 minutes today. That's the important thing. If that means I gotta go back to the parking lot and walk in the parking lot for 30 minutes, that'll be fine. It's actually clearing up a little bit here. I can see the trail a little bit better, so I think it's gonna be okay. Yeah, so the last couple times I came out here, I think we had just a particularly rainy season. I'm thinking this was like 2023, spring of 2023. I came up here a couple times, and well, actually I think it was more than that. I kept trying to come up here because I really like this trail, but there was like one time I came up and the road was partly washed out. And so there was like this huge chunk of road missing. One time I came up and there's a creek that you sometimes have to go through. I didn't have to today because the water's down. There wasn't any water running in the creek. So, but that day it was running very high, and so I turned around and went back because I was afraid of flooding out my car. And then one time I actually made it to the trail, but the parking lot was so muddy that I was scared I was going to get stuck in it. So I wouldn't even stop my car. I pulled into the parking lot and was like, oh shit. So I just kept driving. I just drove around in a circle in the parking lot trying not to get stuck and just left. So it's been a while. I haven't hiked up here in a while. So we'll see how today goes. All right, I'm about half a mile in, a little bit over half a mile. Walked for about 23 and a half minutes. And I was going to try to hit about 25 minutes. That way, before I stopped, that way I was, you know, for sure getting my 25 minutes of cardio. And then after this, I can kind of chill out for the rest of the hike and do whatever I feel like. Stop as often as I want to. But I actually, well, first of all, I thought it would take me 25 minutes to do the half a mile, but it only took me 21 minutes. So I was like, okay, well, I'll see if I can go a little bit further. And then I found these rocks, and I recognized them as my usual stopping place. I was like, oh wait, that's where I always stop when I hike here and take a break. So I'm like, okay, 23 minutes is good enough. I'm gonna keep going, so I'll definitely get more than a 25-minute hike in. But I thought it would be nice if I could just have like 25 straight minutes of walking. But oh well. But so far, I'm definitely enjoying the hike. It's a nice, cool day. Trying to show the sky a little bit. It's like mostly cloudy, so I don't have much sunshine, but that's okay. It's actually, I was a little bit worried that it was going to be too cool, because when I first got out here and got out of my car, it was a little chilly feeling. I think it's like about 60 degrees up here. But I warm up pretty quickly. Like once I start hiking, my body is like a furnace. It gets hot very quickly. So I'm actually kind of warm, and I'm thinking I might go down, strip down to my tank top here in a moment. But it's really, really nice out today. I was kind of bummed that it dropped so low in temperature. I swear this is New Mexico. We go from 95 degrees to 55 degrees within a matter of days. Like we have no mild days. It's either really hot or it's cold. But it's actually nice. I'm actually enjoying the cooler weather. I'm really hoping that I can do some winter hiking this year. I normally don't, because I'm just like, I don't like hot weather and I don't like cold weather. But I'm like thinking this year I just need to push myself to do some cold weather hikes. Because like I said, I mean, I do warm up quickly, so it's not like I would be freezing. And it's either that or just not hike very much, because it's just never mild temperatures here. So I think I'm going to try this year to do some cold weather hiking, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to try to keep, getting out once a week. I do have to switch next week. My schedule's going to change next week. I knew this wasn't going to last very long, that I was going to get to have 3 days off in a row. I mean, I probably could if I argued a little bit, but I was asked to change my schedule so that, because they wanted to have me work in a specific day of the week where they wanted to have somebody a bit more reliable on the schedule. And originally they were talking like they were just going to have me work that Thursday, because it's Thursday is where they want me. They want me there on Thursdays. And originally it sounded like it was just going to be, we'll add Thursday to your schedule and keep the rest of your shifts the same. And I was thinking, well, that gives me Wednesday and Friday off. That means I'm going to work 4 days, have a day off, work a day, have a day off. Like, that sucks. That's a horrible schedule. I do not want that. I wouldn't even get 2 days off in a row. So I was like, I'll work Thursday, but you still need to give me a third day off. And I want 2 days in a row. So they took me off of Saturdays. So now I have Wednesday off, I'll work Thursday, and then I'll have Friday and Saturday off. So I'm going to give it a try and see how I like it. I think it'll be okay. I did up a sort of a hypothetical schedule for myself as far as like how I would change my workout schedule, how I would change my, my hiking day, my jogging day, my rest day. And I think I have a pretty good schedule worked out. So I'm going to give it a try next week and see how it goes. If it works out, then it's fine. If it's not working for me, then I'm just going to have to go back to them and be like, no, we got to do something different. This isn't working. Because my happiness is more important to me than anything else. And as much as I love my job and I love where I work, like, they got to be willing to work with me. Because I'm sure they've noticed that since I've been on the schedule, I've been a lot happier. So hopefully they want to keep me that way. But yeah, so next week, I'll be changing my hiking day from Thursday to Fridays. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm still going to keep I'm also changing my jogging day from Wednesday to Tuesday. But I'm going to keep my upload days the same. I think I can still do my upload days on the same days that I have been doing. So that should be fine. I don't know what kind of animal that was. And it sounded like it was over this way, and then all of a sudden it sounded like it was over this way. Unless it was two of them calling to each other. They're triangulating around me. I used to, like, have this fantasy on this trail that, like, and I don't know why it's this trail and none of the other trails that I go on, but for some reason on this trail, I would always start, like, having a fantasy about zombies being up here, and, like, what would I do if a horde of zombies, like, came over the hill towards me. I don't know why I always have that here. I don't even watch, like, zombie stuff anymore. I used to be really into zombie movies, and, like, I used to watch The Walking Dead, but I haven't watched any of that kind of stuff in years, so I don't know why. For some reason, this trail just screams zombies to me. It's kind of weird. Just gonna try to show these trees. This one over here is really dark, but I'm having a hard time zooming in. Oh, I think that's as close as this phone will get. Yeah, that one, you can see that one burnt over there. This is another area that had a fire go through. These guys don't look like they're burnt. Well, this one a little bit. That one's just dead. And then over here, all these trees over here are pretty black. I don't know when that fire was. I don't remember. I think it's been a couple years. I was wrong. I can zoom in more. I just got to figure this camera out. I'm going to show these trees. They're not burnt. These are, I believe these are called alligator pine because of the bark. Looks like an alligator's back. And these are, like, all over the place up here. I think they're so cool. Look at this nice seat just sitting here waiting for me. There's a small one over there too. I mean, I can't pass up a seat like that, right? So at this point, I'm probably just going to stop every quarter of a mile and take a little rest. And then see if I feel like going on. Because I do find that as I'm walking, if I start getting, like, out of breath or tired, then I'll be like, oh, I should just turn around and go back. But if I stop, sit down, take a 5-minute rest, a lot of times I get up and go, oh, okay, I can go further now. So I'm taking my rest. I'm also trying to walk a little bit slower. I was actually watching this video earlier today by these two ladies talking about slow jogging. And something that they mentioned, because when you do slow jogging, you're supposed to, like, you know, your heart rate goes up a little bit, but you're supposed to be at a level where you can still, like, hold a conversation. Like, you know, like, so out of breath that you can't talk. They call it Nico pace, which Nico is the Japanese word for smile. So you're supposed to be able to smile and carry on a conversation while you're walking. You're not, like, dying, like, getting, like, in a grimace because you're short of breath or anything. So they were talking about that, and they said that if you know, you're just kind of going with your breath and your ability to hold a conversation, and if you find that you're not able to hold a conversation, then you're going too fast and you just need to slow down. But on the flip side of that, like, you know, if your breathing is too easy, then you probably need to speed up a little bit. So as I was hiking, when I started out on my hike, I found that I was, like, getting out of breath really fast. And normally I'd be like, oh, you know, it's just, you know, it's because I'm going uphill and it's the altitude. And that definitely is part of it, as well as just me being out of shape. But also, I was like, maybe I'm just going too fast. I have this tendency when I hike, and especially if I'm going uphill, to want to kind of go a little bit faster. And I've always known this about me. Like when I hike, I don't tend to like take it slow and enjoy the scenery around me. I enjoy the scenery when I have to stop and take a breath. But other than that, like I have this tendency to just put my head down and just try to like hurry my way up the trail. So I was like, okay, I need to like take those principles of slow jogging and apply them to my hike. And if I'm getting out of breath really fast and I can't talk, then I just need to slow down. So I started doing that as I was hiking, and it's actually been working. I'm not having to stop and take as many breaks as I normally do when I hike. I'm hiking very slow, but I don't have to stop as much. So yeah, it's kind of nice, and it is nice to be able to like enjoy the scenery and look at stuff around me and listen to the sounds around me, instead of just putting my head down and pushing through. I keep getting so lucky with these little stumps to sit on for my brakes. You see that tree in the middle of the screen? From way back here where I'm sitting, it looks like a bull's head at the bottom. So I don't think that I have ever tracked the mileage of this hike before when I've come up here in the past, and I am tracking it today. So I'm at a mile, a little bit over a mile, and I don't think I've ever been this far before. I don't recognize like the stump. I don't recognize it. Like usually I recognize places that for sitting. Like I'm very good at spotting seating places along trails, and I do not recognize this stump. So, and I don't think I've ever been this far before, and I'm only a mile down this trail, which means that every time I've come up here and hiked, I've turned around less than a mile into the hike. I don't know why. And I like this hike. I don't know why I haven't gone that far on it. I'm kind of curious to do the other side, because I'm on the south side of the highway, and because this is my favorite part of this trail. But I don't like the north side trail too much, but I'm kind of curious to hike it and track it and see how far I've made it on the north side. So I might do that for my next hike. So like I said, I am a mile into the trail. I really got to get a tripod or something for this thing. But I do think I am going to like using this phone instead of my camera. This is an older phone, but I think it's better than my new phone. But yeah, so I'm like a mile into this hike. I'm a little bit concerned about these clouds. It is getting kind of gray. Oh, but there's the sun just trying to break through up there. I don't know if I can show that. Yeah, right there. So, I don't know if it's going to rain or not. I don't have a rain jacket with me, but I do have my puffy. So, I would be okay. It wouldn't be the first time I've been rained on this trail. It tends to happen up here quite a bit. I actually think that's probably why it's better for me to come up here probably in the fall, because it rains and snows a lot up here during the winter. So I don't think it's really good for spring hiking. That's probably why the last 3 times I tried to come up here, I was trying to come up here in the spring, and that was a bad idea. So I think I'm just going to hike up here in the fall, and then once the weather starts getting really bad up here, I'll stop coming up. But yeah, so I am enjoying myself, and I do want to see if I can get a little bit further. So I'm just going to kind of keep an eye on the clouds. As long as there's no lightning, it's okay. I am at a part of the trail where it's kind of flat, so I'm not having to climb anymore. If I start going downhill, then I'll definitely stop and turn around, because I don't want to be doing any climbing on the way back. Yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go another quarter of a mile and see what's going on with the sky and I'll decide if I want to keep going or not. Oh no. Look at this tiny little guy. I can't tell you how many times I've come across these guys when I'm out hiking. They're always in the trail. But he's a small one. I don't want to get too close. I scared one time when I was trying to take video. He started running from me. So I don't want to scare this guy. You're just a little thing, aren't you? Well, I'm back at my car. Oh, I didn't stop on the way. Well, let me start from the beginning. Because it's been a while since I talked. I went 1.25 miles up, and then the gray clouds were just kind of worrying me a little too much. And I was like, well, there's blue sky behind me, so shouldn't I be walking towards the blue sky? So I went ahead and turned around at 1.25 miles, and then I didn't stop at all on the way back. I might have stopped like once or twice just to kind of catch my breath or whatever, but it was all pretty much downhill, so that's much easier for me. But I was thinking on the way back about how, you know, there's really no reason to be afraid of rain. But that's what I was feeling. I was feeling fear. And it was not just the weather, but one of the reasons that I kind of struggle with out and back trails is the farther away I get from my car, the more nervous I get. It starts out fine, and then as I keep going, I just start, I don't know, just anxiety kicks in, and I start getting worried about not being able to get back to my car. Like, I've always preferred loop trails because with a loop trail, I feel like I'm already headed. As soon as I get on the trail, I'm headed back to my car. But with out and backs, I don't know, just that feeling of like going further away from my car kind of makes me nervous. But that is something like, it was interesting that came up because I've been thinking about fear lately and about how that's really something that I need to be working on. I really feel like a lot of my anger comes from fear. I feel like my anxiety comes from fear. There's a lot of fear sitting in me, and I think it's something that I really need to work on. I've done the identifying part now, so now I need to do the actual work on it. So that's something that I'm going to be kind of working on, is addressing issues around fear. I also wanted to mention that I kind of have a motto right now, and it's just one thing. Because I've been really struggling like the last couple of weeks of just not getting stuff done that I want to get done. I seem to be really lacking motivation to do stuff, whether it's cleaning or, you know, like a lot of the work that I want to be doing on myself. I had a really good routine going there for a while where I was doing meditation, I was doing some yoga, I was doing somatic work, and then I just kind of stopped. And I haven't had a lot of motivation lately to do anything. And I kind of realized the other day when I was thinking about cleaning, because I really had to force myself the other day to clean something that needed to be cleaned for like a week. And I finally forced myself to do it, and I didn't even get it all cleaned, but I got the majority of it done. And then the next day, there was another thing that I had been neglecting, and so I was like, I really need to try to do this, so I did that the next day, and when I was looking at them, I was like, how did I let these things get so bad? How have I neglected? Because, and not that I'm like the cleanest person in the world, but usually if I spill something, if I make some kind of mess, I'll clean it up, right? But these were things that I just left there. And I was like, this is kind of weird. Like, this is almost like something I would do if I was depressed. But I don't feel like I'm depressed. So I don't know what exactly is going on with me, but I decided to just, like with the cleaning, I was like, okay, I'm just going to do one thing each day. Something small, something easy. Like yesterday, I cleaned my bathroom sink. I didn't clean my whole bathroom. I just cleaned my sink. And that's the goal right now, is to just try to do like one thing per day for that. And then like with the other stuff that have kind of fallen off, again, I'm just going with just one thing. So right now, I'm getting myself to do just one somatic practice each day, and that's it. I don't need to worry about meditating. I don't need to try to journal. I don't need to, whatever, whatever else I was trying to do yoga or whatever. Just one thing, and I decided to work on somatic practice as my just one thing. So each day, try to do one somatic practice each day. I haven't fallen off on my workouts, and I think that might be because I've been doing them long enough now that they're almost like a habit for me to do. But I need to make habits out of the other things as well. So that's something I'm going to be working on, and see if I can get myself like back to where I was. I might just be in a funk, it could be the weather change, it could be perimenopause, or it could just be nothing, and I'm just a little low energy right now or something. But that is my motto right now. Just one thing each day. And hopefully eventually get back into a routine of doing multiple things each day and having more energy and getting more stuff done. I just feel like I've spent a lot of time lately I've been scrolling, watching a lot of YouTube videos, playing video games, and just not really focusing on myself as much as I want to be. So other than that, I feel good. This was a good hike. I had fun today. I feel like mentally I'm doing really good right now. And like I mentioned in my video last week, which was actually 2 days ago, but on here it'll be last week. Woo, Jesus. I just got scared. A pine needle. Oh my Lord. Talk about fear. Anyway, I'm physically, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling much better physically. And even though, I only did 2 miles, no, 2.5. I did 2.5 miles today, which is half a mile less than I did the last time I went hiking. But still, like 2.5 miles, that's good considering I haven't done anything in a long time. So I'm really happy with how I'm progressing physically, and mentally. Like, I don't know, I'm feeling good about myself. I just don't know why I'm sort of struggling in some areas, but I might just maybe I'm just feeling a little overwhelmed because I've made a lot of changes. So yeah, I'm just going to go with the just one thing. So like I said, right now I'm going to clean one thing per day. I'm going to do one somatic practice each day. And then maybe once I can get that routine going, then I can add something else. So, which would be meditating. I really want to get back into meditating. I'm kind of bummed that I stopped doing it, so hopefully I can bring that back in as well. But yeah, other than that, I think I'm doing pretty good right now. I'm feeling really good. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.